I've been using the iPhone 15 for the past week, and here's all the reasons you should or shouldn't upgrade to the iPhone 15. Let's get started. There's a few major pros and cons. Stay till the end for the final verdict. Here's why you shouldn't upgrade. Number one, you have lots of devices that use the Lightning port. If you have AirPods or an iPod, who knows, an iPad, or perhaps multiple phones that use Lightning, it's best if you stick with what you currently have and don't switch to USB-C yet. Reason number two, if it's a lot of money for you to upgrade, don't. iPhones and new phones are getting so expensive nowadays, it's not worth it to upgrade every year. In addition, tech has gotten so good that even iPhones that are 4, 5, even 6 years old are still pretty functional for most people for everyday use. So unless you have cash burning a hole in your pocket, if it's a lot of money for you, it's not going to change your life that much, and save it and spend it somewhere else. Number three, your primary use for your phone is social media or basic tasks in work like email or watching videos or streaming. Since the iPhone X, which came out in 2017, your screen is going to be really good. You're not going to notice a difference in resolution or pixels, and the ability to make calls, to text, to send emails, or to scroll social media is identical. I actually still have and use an iPhone 11, and honestly, there's not that much of a difference besides maybe the camera, which leads me to number four. If you are not a camera fanatic, it's probably not worth it. Since the iPhone X in 2017, you've been able to record in 4K at 60 FPS, and for the majority of cases, you will never need to film more than that. If you're a creator, we'll get into some reasons why you might want to upgrade if you need the camera, but if you're not a camera fanatic, and most people aren't, it's not going to be worth it for you. Reason number five is you don't need a crazy long battery. Unless you have a job that requires a long battery and you're not able to charge or use a battery charger, you don't need the extensive battery that new phones have. Everybody knows that older devices are bogged down, whether it's software or hardware limitations to have shorter battery, but unless that affects you that much that you need to make a change, don't worry about it, you're good. Now, let's get into the reasons that you should upgrade if these following things are for you. Number one is you care a lot about these additional features. Things such as the dynamic island, or being made of titanium, or the rounded feel and a little bit lighter in your pocket. If those are really important to you, it may be worth upgrading, but this is really dependent on your situation and what your needs are. Reason number two you should upgrade is if you have a lot of devices using USB-C. If you already have keyboard, other tablets, a laptop, earphones, and any of these other devices that use USB-C, so you already are in the ecosystem, then it does make sense to upgrade because it's going to make your quality of life easier. You're not going to have to bring around an additional lightning cable. Everything being on USB-C provides some additional benefits, such as backward charging from your phone to other devices if needed. These perks, if you have lots of USB-C devices, might make it worth it for you. Reason number three you should upgrade is if you use your camera a lot, especially for videos. There are a couple phones out there, such as Sony, that cost $2,000 and have great cameras, but for almost every single need, an iPhone is going to have a camera that fits every need. Even though the camera itself might not be quite as good spec-wise, the software is so good, it makes up for any lack it might have in specs. So if you care a lot about photos and videos, and you want the additional storage to be able to have those, then upgrading would be worth it for you. Which leads us into number four. As with most new phones, you get a longer charge. In this video by Mr. Who's the Boss, he tested every phone from the iPhone 13 to the 15 and found that the iPhone 15 Max actually had the best battery, followed by the Pro Max. So if you're in a situation where you need a battery that's going to last you this long, then it would be worth it for you to upgrade. But in general, even if you just have an hour to charge, or you can bring a battery charger with you, then you probably don't need to splash all the additional cash unless there's other features here that really entice you and make you want to upgrade. Speaking of battery, nothing kills a battery faster than playing intense mobile games, which is the final reason you should consider upgrading is if you are a big mobile gamer. Apple is working on a variety of games specific to mobile, and they've added additional functionalities for controllers. A large screen and updated processing in the new chip will make your mobile gaming experience better. So if you game a lot, and especially if you're recording games from your iPhone, an upgrade would definitely be in the cards for you. These reasons are great, but what's the final verdict that you should use? Well, every couple years that provides a lot more value than previous generations, and it makes the upgrade worth it. While there's no huge improvement in one specific area for the iPhone 15, improvements in processing and camera are more notable than they've been in previous years. So if you've been on the fence and you know you don't want to wait a year for the 16, it's going to be worth it for you. If your budget is tight and your current phone is working great for you, there's no need to spend the extra cash when you're going to get functionally a very similar product. Final verdict, if the performance of your current phone isn't up to your standards, you should upgrade. But if you're satisfied and you don't have a specific need, then you should wait until there's a phone that really catches your eye, and that's when you should upgrade. Now, maybe you've been considering an Apple Watch, and if so, you can get the pros and cons on the Apple Watch and whether you should get one for your situation in this video. You're awesome, and I'll see you later.